Morning. When you come into the land, this week's parsha speaks about the promise of being freed as slaves, going into the land and settling it, and bringing first fruits. First mitzvah to do when you come into the land is to think about how the land is there to recognize that it has a purpose. That the first fruit is the first purpose of everything, is the best part of them. And we take that to the Holy Temple. So when you come into the land, you're also coming into the Holy Temple, in a sense. Welcome. We've been learning the Alter Rebbe's Maimer on this. That starts with the words, since we didn't serve Hashem with joy. And how could you really expect to achieve what Simcha is when that is the reserved for the elite righteous, that only a truly righteous person could fulfill what it says, Simchu tzadikim Hashem, that the righteous rejoice on Hashem, or with Hashem, in Hashem. That's their source of joy, in other words. And we gave a hint as to how to achieve that. Maybe we'll review that at the end of this segment. But I want to just continue for a bit, because it rephrases the question that he started with. How could anyone be expected to serve Hashem with what's called Ava b'tanugim, love of delights, when it's not an effort to serve, but it's a pleasure, and then it becomes reciprocal? Isn't that something that's reserved for the spiritual elite? When we speak about the joy of the righteous in Hashem, that's what's described in the verse of Song of Songs as what is as beautiful and what is as pleasant as love of delights, it says. But that is not something that everyone merits to attain, at least until the end of the journey. Not everyone merits that. But serving Hashem in the regular way, doing mitzvahs, learning Torah, that is the quenching of the thirst of the soul for its creator, the one who formed it. Alzeh mitzvah kol adam. That thirst is something that everybody must strive towards. The quenching of the thirst is possible through Torah and mitzvahs. The experience of how that is the soul's delight is called Ava b'tanugim, love of delights, and it seems unattainable. But to attain the unity, the desire for that is inherent to the nature of a Jew, in the truest sense. That is what the Jewish soul desires, and the yearning is just us not feeling that. So da'as becomes the component that separates us from the simchu tzadikim v'Hashem, the love of delights of the righteous. It's an awareness, it's an experience of it. The fact is the same. The fact is that if you simply have even a simple life, as long as it's a Torah mitzvah's life, that is connecting with Hashem in the deepest way possible. To experience it is a sophistication that is attainable by the righteous, but might seem out of reach. But there's a way to fast track. And there's times of the year that contribute to that fast tracking process. And then it becomes a lesson for us throughout the rest of the year. So we're facing Rosh Hashanah, that's the obvious Yom Tov that everyone's thinking about. So what distinguishes the two giants of the Jewish heart, Abraham and Aaron, Avraham Avinu and Aaron Akain, both of them representing welcome, both of them representing the benevolence to shine out and give to people. Avram had his tent open. Aaron lit the menorah. He made peace between husbands and wives, even at the cost of subterfuge or having that intent. So everyone loved it. But here it mentions in lighting the menorah, the candles. V'hainu lavayla b'chinas madregas simchu tzadikim. Vaydish lamer binyan hefer shebein b'chinas simchu ba'avedas Hashem shal kol Yisrael masha Allah ne'emar tax shalei bado. So the verse addresses all Jews. The reason for anything that we have to confront is because we lacked joy. If we had joy, there wouldn't be any obstacles. It would be totally in line with Simchu Tzadikim Hashem, the way the righteous celebrate Hashem. So it's applicable to everyone. How do then we attain something that may be out of reach? So that's why the Torah teaches us about Mayadim L'Simcha. There are festivals that are intended to be times where we celebrate. Mayadim, we have holidays throughout the year, including Rosh Hashanah is a day of celebration. We wear Shabbos clothes, confident that we're going to start the time of justice and judgment in a way that shows we're confident we're going to come out victorious. Eventually we hold a lulav, on Sukkot we hold a lulav as like a sword, like a parade celebrating our victory. Finalize Yom Kippur 4 days prior. So we have certain times where we have extra joy. Ki b'chol hashana simcha gnuza be'aveda. Throughout the year, the joy is hidden within our effort. There are a time where we focus on what have we accomplished, not so much as like patting ourselves on the back, but acknowledging what we've done and giving it more guidance and focus. That focus comes to the fore on these holidays. V'zeu asher lo yavadtu b'simcha. Va'isima veda ikar v'asimcha hi simcha shel mitzvah. So during the week, the main thing is to work. Aveda here spiritually also is a type of work. Celebrating is seen as the simcha shel mitzvah. It's more flavored and by the particular mitzvah that you're doing. The general celebration of Hashem is more expressed on holidays. And then it becomes overt. So you have joy in putting on tefillin, but you don't get to celebrate that with your family as much. I mean, it's great if you could have your kids come and daven beside you. The yismechu b'chol Yisrael. So it says that all the Jewish people, it refers to here as all Yisrael, the Jewish people, will rejoice in Hashem. So it is the promise of attaining this type of joy, at least as it breaks down in the calendar on certain days devoted to that. That's one way of fast tracking. I think we said a couple other ones. We said tefillah, and we said prayer, and we said hispainus, and we said Torah. And we explained how each one contributes to this. Now we're talking about in terms of the calendar throughout the year. There's special times devoted to revealing the joy that is much more concealed throughout the week. When the main thing is our efforts and less so the celebration of why we exert ourselves in the first place. So this is going to allow us to understand our initial question, which was, how can we do something that's reserved from the elite righteous and achieve av b'tanugim, this love of delights that they have, which everything depends upon their connection to Hashem, and that's what's tangible and meaningful to them, and the stock market's less relevant. Zeu ma'alas tzadikim, ela shebayom tov yecholin kol Yisrael lahagia lebekina zu. During a holiday, you are capable of setting the right environment where you say, wow, I actually love Hashem, I actually love all of this, and you could look back on the big picture on a holiday, and therefore it becomes attainable to reach this love of delights of the righteous. And that's what we learned about this before. It's also from L'Kutei Torah, that Yosef Hatzadik, Joseph, hid the silver goblet in Binyamin's sack. Benjamin, you could look it up, the Benjamins I called it. The silver represents love of Hashem, fear of Hashem, awareness of Hashem, and that was hidden in their pack. So there's the ability of the righteous. Yosef is Yosef Hatzadik, the righteous one. He's the Tzadik Elyon. Binyamin, his younger brother, is the Tzadik Tachtain, and the Tzadik Elyon gives a gift. The supernal righteous gives of his divine awareness as a gift, and that here is analogous to the way holidays have that sort of waiting to be opened up. Here it's the backpack of the Benjamins with their money in their pack, and how it was actually placed there. It was a setup. And these two explanations go hand in hand. This is the note of the Tzemach Tzedek on this mimer. Okay, so I wanted to go back and review some of this, but I'm going to have to call it a day this morning, and I hope you had a good one.